Hi, and welcome back to our Ask the Agronomist video series. I am Phil Long, Precision Agronomy Advisor with Latham High-Tech Seeds. This week we're out in the middle of the cornfield talking about that rapid growth phase of corn. Obviously we're in the middle of it. Pretty soon I won't be able to stand here with my head above the corn. It's growing very rapidly. This corn here is approximately V10, but I want to talk about a few things that you can do right now management-wise and scouting-wise as you're looking at your corn. It's obviously taking up that dark green color at this point. The roots are exploring really well. If we look at this plant, like I mentioned, it's a V10 plant. It's tough to tell the V stages at this point. You'd have to split the stem because those leaves, the first true leaf is pretty well gone and it's hard to see where it's at. In this case, you can just see a very small little dead remnant of a leaf there. So, like I said, V10 plant, the growing point is above ground. It is above ground around V6. So you'd notice if you split the stem that growing point is above ground, and at the top of that you'd see the tiny little part of the tassel, or what's going to become the tassel. You'd also find that if you're splitting the stem and dissecting it well, you'd be able to find the ear shoots as well, although that dominant ear shoot that typically shows up around node 13 is actually going to be the smaller one at this point. The plant begins to figure that out and it will quickly adjust, and that one will become the dominant one and begin to grow. So growing points above the ground, ear shoots are developed. The other thing that's also done at this point, we talked about this last couple weeks around herbicide timing, is that the row number or kernels around that ear is also determined. So the plant has already figured out, based on the stress in its environment, how many rows around in terms of kernel number then it can produce, and now it's on to working out, figuring out how many rows in length all the way up to a little after R1 that it's gonna put on. So a lot of important things figured out in this plant. That's why this is a key timing. And the other thing that you should be doing when you're looking at this, other than just seeing how green the field is, going out and making sure that it's got everything that it needs to finish the season. This is a great time for a late vegetative tissue test, and in this case, just to make sure you know how to do those. If you're looking at this plant, any of these plants in here, it's over 12 inches tall. We'd take the top most fully developed or collared leaf. In this case, you can see this top leaf here. It's about the third one down that you can see, third or fourth, but that one is the last one that's got a collar on it. So in this case, we'd rip that off right there where the leaf sheath meets the stalk, and we'd take 15 to 20 or so of those and send them in. I got my bag right here to make sure that we send it in a bag that allows air to flow. That's important. Don't put it in a Ziploc bag or send it over the weekend and it sits on a truck. But that's a good way to take a late vegetative stage tissue sample. That way you can figure out if there's any other nutrients that it may need the rest of the season. If you're looking at nitrate, it may be good to also take a soil sample with your tissue test to back that up if you are planning on a mid-season nitrogen application or wondering if your crop's going to need it. So the last thing I'd mention with corn this size, the good thing to look at right now is make sure that you're paying attention to any foliar diseases that may be showing up right now, because a lot of times they can potentially get worse. Sometimes anthracnose, the leaf blight phase of that's showing up early season around this time period, as well as any of the other foliar diseases, things like gray leaf spot or northern corn leaf blight. You can see small early lesions of those begin to develop if conditions are right in your area. So good time in this as it starts to really ramp up and grow quickly, putting on a leaf probably every other couple days here, 2 to 3 days. It's going to be shooting up extremely quick. This is a great time to get out and evaluate things while you can still run around your field and not get lost in the corn. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at 1-877-GO-LATHAM or visit us on our website at lathamseeds.com. Thanks for watching this week's Ask the Agronomist.